Hello and welcome to another Burgundy with Tweedy video. Left it a bit late in the day to come outside and do a spot of filming, so we're having to put up with artificial lighting, I am afraid. Today, it's terrible lighting, you can't see the label. Shall I just read it to you? It is 2017 Gevrey Chambertin from a producer called Rene, Bouvier, and it's a specific vineyard. I don't think it's a premier cru, but it's a named vineyard, which is La Justice. Now, that is interesting to me because, I don't know if you remember, I did that video with those half bottles. They were from a producer called Antonin, Guyon, and they were also 2017, and they were also from La Justice. So we have an interesting opportunity to try the same vintage, same vineyard, more or less. It will be obviously a different plot therein because they would each own different plots, those two domains, but a different winemaker. So we can see how much of that, I thought, very good wine was down to the terroir and the vintage, and how much of it was down to the humans that got involved, stuck their oar in. The serving temperature of this is, alas, not ideal. It's actually been upstairs. I got this out thinking we might have it with friends yesterday. Can you actually see the label yet? No, probably not. No, we didn't get around to it. So it is at sort of room temperature, which isn't great. I really ought to have just put it back in the cellar, but never mind. It was burning a hole in my pocket, so to speak. Perhaps if I leave it outside for a bit, it will acclimatise to a more suitable temperature. Well, I would like to give an assessment on the colour. The lighting here is so challenging that... What do we have on the nose here? Well, I can say straight away, it's nothing like the Antonin Guyon 2017 La Justice. Fascinating. Same vintage, same vineyard, different producer, completely different wine. I'd say fruit-wise, possibly more blackcurranty right now. A little bit of cherry coming through. Too many variables. It could be the suboptimal serving temperature causing an issue here. With some, not quite funk, but sort of notes that suggest to me this is possibly a biodynamic producer. I don't actually know, to be honest. Maybe not. A sort of natural wine type notes you get. I really regret leaving this at room temperature. It's too warm. I don't think I can really appreciate that. I think I may actually stick this in the fridge for half an hour and come back to you. Right, I have given this perhaps half an hour, perhaps a little bit less, in the fridge to try and cool off a tiny bit. I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference, but perhaps that'll drop it down a degree or two, be a bit more in the right sort of range. I know that probably sounds controversial to some people. The idea of putting red wine in the fridge may be shocking, but trust me, it's not just me. Particularly a more sort of delicate wine like Pinot Noir. If it's too warm, it's just lost. So what am I getting? This actually reminds me a little of yesterday's wine, Bourgogne Côte de Nuit, that had slightly more sort of berry fruit rather than cherry on the nose. It's a little bit in that kind of area now. Though I said blackcurrant earlier. Very soft again on the palate. More sort of strawberries, raspberries, sort of. Yeah, it's okay. I would say that Antonin Guyon was far more my sort of thing. Very rich and intense and perfumed and a lot going on there. But this is sort of strangely kind of light. I wouldn't immediately guess this was a Gevrey Chambertin stylistically. Doesn't really have that kind of concentration. The primary fruit character isn't really cherry, it's something else. Yeah, and there's a little bit of, I don't know, organic funk or biodynamic funk. It's sort of, I don't know. I mean, I could well be wrong, but it really suggests to me it's sort of some kind of natural wine. They've relied on ambient yeast, and it's just sort of, it's gone off on a bit of a strange tangent, I think. It's drinkable, it's fine, but I don't think I'll be rushing out to buy another bottle of this. Oh well, you win some, you lose some.